And if you have questions, we'll have time at the end of the presentation. So with that, I'm Travis Giffen. I'm the Assistant Director of Online Programs here at the College of Education. Thank you all for joining us today, no matter what time it is for you around the world for the information session we have here on human resource development for the EdM program. And we'll also have some information about the graduate certificate. Thanks to everybody for the input on the poll here at the beginning. And then we have one poll at the end to get your feedback. While we are getting started, just a heads up that your audio and video has been muted. I see some of you have gone ahead and unmuted your video. It's great to see some of you. Your microphone, please keep it muted until we get to the Q&A portion or you get called on for a question. If you have questions in the chat though, you can go ahead and enter those throughout the presentation. Feel free to introduce yourself and let us know where you are located. And as I have mentioned a couple times, the recording for this session will be available later for you all to view. So while folks are getting settled in, why are you interested in learning about tonight? What is your interest in human resource development? If you could let us know in the chat, it'd be great to hear from some of you, get some conversation going. The purpose of this session, to let everyone know, make sure you're in the right place today. We'll be focusing on the following online human resource development programs, the Master of Education or the EdM program, and graduate certificates. During this session, we will talk about eligibility, program structure, admissions, and a little bit on career paths. If you have any questions that don't get answered today or would like to follow up with us afterwards, you can reach us at onlineprograms@education.illinois.edu. Just a little bit of a heads up of some people who might be in the chat or might be answering some of your questions if you're following up later on things. We have Gina Poff, who's here in the chat. She's Online Academic and Student Services Coordinator. I am here also as the Assistant Director of Online Programs, and Sangeetha Gopala-Christian is the Assistant Dean for Online Learning and Innovation for Online Programs here with us this evening. Brianna Davis and Laura Ketchum aren't here, but if you email, you might be in contact with them at some point in your journey. And definitely if you are a student. Thanks for everybody for your feedback on the polls. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to our wonderful faculty who are here with us this evening to do a bit of introductions and talk about the EdM program.
Thank you, Travis. Can everybody hear me okay?
Can hear you just great.
Great. My name is Wenhao David Huang. I'm located in Champaign, Illinois, Central Time. As you can see, my picture is on the slide. I'm on the core faculty in the graduate concentration of human resource development in the Department of Education Policy, Organization and Leadership, acronym is EPOL. I also serve as the associate head of the department. I just started my term as the HRD program coordinator. So if you have any questions, in addition to the individuals you saw on the previous slide, feel free to reach out to me. In particular, if you have a question about the department, I think I'm in a good position to share my insight with you. With that, I'm going to invite Professor O for introduction.
Sure. Greetings from Champaign, Illinois, wherever you are. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. My name is John Grace O. I'm an associate professor of HRD program within EPOL. Currently also serves as the coordinator of HRD online programs. It's very nice to meeting you today, and welcome everyone to join the session.
Thank you, Professor O. We also have two other core faculty members, Professor Jessica Lee, who is also the Associate Dean of the Research for the College of Education. We have Professor Chang-Kyu Kwang, who recently joined the program as the tenure-track faculty. So these are the four tenure-track faculty. We specialize in teaching and research, advising students. In addition to the core faculty members, can we move on to the next slide, please? We have Dr. James Gallagher, who is the clinical assistant professor, who is also the Vice Chancellor of Human Resources in the University of Pittsburgh system. That's a big role to fill for Professor Gallagher. He continues to advise students and also teach courses with us. And then we have Dr. Margaret Hunt, who is the teaching assistant professor in the concentration, who is also the assistant director for the Cancer Center at the University of Illinois. And she also served as the chief diversity officer at the Cancer Center at the University of Illinois. As you can see, HRD faculty are busy. We serve different roles for different populations, but we are very much enjoying our work, especially in the space of online programs, working with students like yourself. So these are the brief introductions of our faculty members. Professor O, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I don't have any other thing to add. Thank you, Dr. Huang.
All right, can you move on to the next slide, please? Okay, this is a lot of text. I'm not going to read through that. I can anticipate some questions in terms of what HRD is. I think a lot of time we'll get is what's the difference between HRD and HR, right? So let me start with that. HRD's focus is to improve learning and performance for individuals and organizations. That's a very big umbrella, cover many things. In the scholarship, our core faculty members focused on, there are 4 pillars. One is training and development to help people grow professionally, educationally. The second pillar is the organization development to help organizations grow and develop and improve themselves. The third pillar is career development for individuals, and we offer a course on adult and professional education. Again, it is a broader perspective beyond organizational boundaries, but with the career development emphasis in our curriculum, our goal is to help individuals understand and pursue meaningful career path and throughout their professional engagement cycle. The fourth pillar is the learning system design and educational and learning technologies, using tools, using technological applications to improve all the other 3 aspects, HRD and beyond. So those are the scholarship you can read about if you Google it. If you use ChatGPT, that's what those things would tell you. My interpretation of HRD has 2 parts. First is to help you as our students understand the relationship, the dynamics, the interactions among individuals, such as yourself, professionals, and workplaces or organizations. And the third part would be community, right? Whether it's a professional community or bigger than that. So those I see it as a triangle, right? So you have the individuals, you have the workplaces, and you have the communities. So that's one aspect. I try to explain what HRD is in our department. If you go to other universities in the United States, you will see other HRD programs. They have different, I would say, philosophies in developing their program strength. I would say each HRD program in the United States with online program offering, we are the best, of course, and we provide a very unique perspective to approach all the HRD activities. So the second aspect of HRD is about transitions. If you look at the courses we offer, or the scholarship, our program, our faculty produce, a lot of our research inquiries feeding into practices is to help individual transition from schools to work, right? So that's the first part, from the school, from the educational system to the workplace, and also from work to work, from one workplace to the other. And the bigger picture will be from career to career. So those are the transitions, and also help organization transition from a less productive one to a more engaging one of the organization in the business sector or in any kind of industrial sectors. So I like my second component better, the transition, right? Individual to workplaces, workplaces to different workplaces, careers to careers, because it covers the dynamic part of the HRD. So the field is very exciting in terms of there are many changes happening. Right now, I think a lot of people would like to talk about ChatGPT, the generative AI, how that would impact work and how we train or develop our workforces, right? That's one hot topic to consider, right? And I think that's a good motivator for us to really look at the essential part of helping individuals and organizations grow and to some extent being productive. But I think the HRD scholarship itself is beyond productivity. Some of my colleagues in HRD would talk about the balance between work and life. And some of my colleagues in HRD would talk about the critical aspect of HRD, how HRD can facilitate meaningful conversations, for instance, in increasingly diverse workplaces around the world, right? So those are topics that HRD professionals, scholars, your professors will be able to discuss with you, will share their perspectives with you based on their research and professional engagement. Why we differ, how we differ from HR, again, this is my perspective. HRD in our department focus much more on the growth and sustainable development of individuals and organizations from the perspective of learning. To me, that differs from generic HR practices where those HR solutions would focus more on the organizational side of things, the business side of things. To me, that is somewhat lacking interest and commitment to individuals, to employees, to members of the organization. So I would say HRD differs from HR is that we are very people-centered when it comes to learning, when it comes to growth, when it comes to development, which makes sense because we are in the college of education. We're not in the college business. So our perspective in approaching HRD is very people-centered from the learning development perspectives. So that's my long, I also talk about the history of online education. I came here in 2006, but this online program, fully EdM online, started in 1998. So this would be our quarter century mark, 2023. So we have been doing this for a long time, and I can say with confidence that we know what we're doing when it comes to offering online education in the field of HRD. Again, other institutions will have online programs, but theirs are not as experienced as ours. So that's my quick summary of HRD and our strength in offering online degree program. So I'd like to invite additional comments from Professor O.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Huang, for such a great, insights regarding what HRD field is about. I think that was a really wonderful introduction. I just want to echo a little bit about the strength of our program. I mean, as Dr. Huang also mentioned, and also you can see from the slide, the program itself, of course, is a very, very well established, graduate program over multiple decades. And it's also, certainly a quarter century program. So it has a, online program itself has been a pioneer, on this campus as well. UIUC's HRD program, also one of the very few, very, very esteemed program, has a huge presence in the field, very, very much a key player in the field. Our alums are leaders, faculty, scholars, all over the world. So for example, the current, the president as well as the president-elect of the Academy of Human Resource Development, which is the professional organization in HRD field, are both graduates of our doctoral program. So there are many things that I can talk about in terms of the strengths, but I guess I will perhaps stop for now, and so that we can move on to the next topic in line. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Can we move to the next slide? Thank you, Travis. Course structure is very straightforward. This is I would say, wisdom we've gained over multiple decades of offering online education. The 8+8 format is the most effective, I would say also productive for students. Back-to-back, 2 courses per semester. Each semester is 16 weeks. So our students will not need to work with multiple courses at the same time. So students can be really focused on individual coursework within the first 8 weeks of the semester, for instance. And once that is done, move on to the next one. And I would say 99% of our online EdM students, they can manage this workload with this 8+8 format in fall and spring semesters. In the summer session, there's a little bit variation when it comes to course schedule, but that has never been a problem. Since summertime, our online EdM students would take the college level foundation courses. Those are not usually offered by HRD faculty. But during regular semester from spring to fall, 8+8, so 2 courses per semester, is very feasible as being proven by many years of the trial and error, and this is the best schedule we have identified in the online program space. So we have, so in total, we need to have 32 credit hours. That will be 8 courses. So do a quick calculation here. Each semester, spring or fall, you can cover 8 credit hours. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. And with that, you can expect to finish the degree program within 18 months, including summer. So that's the generic timeline. We have seen students who spend more time or less time finishing the program due to personal reasons or other factors, especially in the previous years of the pandemic. If students decide to slow down a little bit, that is feasible. Students can choose to take a break. Once they're ready to re-engage, they can re-enter to the course sequence and finish the program. We don't necessarily follow the cohort model. We do have the flexibility there. We also do not require thesis as the EdM program. So once students are done with the coursework with acceptable grades recognized by the university, then the students will be conferred with a Master of Education degree. So these are the summary of our learning outcomes, so to speak, from the department. Any other comments from Professor O? I think we have a slide on career opportunities, so I would just leave those comments there. So this is the requirement for the EdM. There's the 12 hours equals 3 courses of the concentration requirement. Every EdM student needs to complete it. In addition to that, they are college foundation course requirement. They are a certain number of 500 level, which is the advanced level coursework requirement. And this is the campus policy in terms of time limit. I've been here since 2006. Very rarely have I seen EdM students exceeding the 5-year time limit. EdM students usually will get a coursework done within, I would say, 2 years is a stretch, and they can move on to doctoral level degree programs or to their advanced professional engagement. Okay, next slide, please. So here are the career paths with a Master of Education in HRD. When I was introducing my colleagues, as you can see, we serve multiple roles given our professional interest and our expertise. Professor Gallagher, for instance, is now the Vice Chancellor of the HR for the entire University of Pittsburgh system. So you can see HRD, he received the HRD doctoral degree from us many years ago, and he transitioned very successfully from HRD field. His background was in workforce development, and then he transitioned successfully to the HR space for a Research One institution in all HR practice. So that's one possibility that I have seen happening among our EdM in HRD graduates. But if you want to start out with HRD focused opportunities, this is a very short list. If you're familiar with the Department of Labor hosting a ONET, I think that's the name of the website. They have the classifications of all existing jobs across the United States, workplaces. And those are the lists you can refer to when it comes to identifying your next career opportunity. Can we go back to the next slide, please? There we go. So instructional system designers, as another example, was a very popular career opportunity during the pandemic. As many organizations, they were shifting their training and development delivery modalities from face-to-face to online or later on to hybrid. And that trend, from what I can see, is still ongoing. That's always a good, I would say, solid path for those of you who are interested in helping individuals and organizations grow through learning and development initiative. So that's one side of it. HRD graduates also are very well versed when it comes to consulting for change management, for organization development type of tasks. So if you're interested in starting your own shop after a couple of years of working for some organizations, I have seen many cases from our alums as well. Given the, I would say, location of the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, we have a pretty good number of alums in the Chicago area, working for consulting firms, big and small, or their own entrepreneurial effort. So that's another route you can consider. If you're interested in the executive level position, there's a magazine called Chief Learning Officer. I don't know if you have heard of it. That's one potential model career path you can take a look at the executive level. Different organizations will have different interpretations in terms of what Chief Learning Officer would do. But again, to me, the underlying principles should be the same to help individuals and organizations grow and transition between positions, between roles, between career paths. Any comments that Professor O would like to add?
Sure. I guess in terms of our students, this is my 10th year at UIUC, and when I look at the student profile, we have students who are already in the HRD field who wants to advance their career to the upper level, management or leadership. We also have a group of students who are currently in a different field, already professional in those fields, but wants to begin their career, shift their career in HRD. The program itself is very well, working for either group. I've seen so many successful cases. Either they want to advance their career or shift their career to HRD. Sometimes it happened even during the program. We also have very large group of campus staff in various units, UIUC or Illinois, the University of Illinois system, who want to advance their career to the upper level administrator, pursue the degree in HRD. Because it's so versatile and it can be applicable in any unit moving forward to the leadership position. So just wanted to share some of those information. We also have sometimes the K-12 teachers who wants to, who already know about teaching, who already know about, how learning happens and all of those, but then wants to shift their career still in an education, but not necessarily in a classroom environment. So we've had, I think we have consistently having the teachers try to shift their career more toward the organizational context, whether it's in the higher education or nonprofit or corporate environment.
If I can echo Professor O's comments in terms of HRD students network at UIUC on campus, one student is the current Vice Chancellor of HR for the U of I Urbana-Champaign campus. She decided to pursue HRD concentration. She just started last year. Another example would be the chief of police of the university police department is also in our concentration. So those individuals, again, is a great example in terms of the versatility of the HRD program. The transfer of the HRD knowledge, skills, and abilities you can see could go from many places to even more places. I think that the strength of the HRD concentration, our students network on campus and beyond the campus. Okay, we can go to the next slide, please.
Thank you. And for this, we have Sangeeta.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sangeeta Gopalakrishnan, and I head online programs for the College of Education. We're really happy to have you here with us at this information session today. I just wanted to give you some options besides degree programs. So the College of Education and the program area HRD, we have several graduate certificates. So why would you complete a graduate certificate, or what are some considerations? So our graduate certificates, typically they are a package of 2 to 5 graduate level courses. So when you complete a graduate certificate, it offers you a pathway to a degree program. So these graduate credits are stackable, so to speak. So maybe you're not ready to start a degree program. Maybe you're not sure about embarking on a degree program. So you could consider completing a graduate certificate first, and then you could apply the credits you earn to the degree program when you're accepted to the degree program. And of course, a graduate certificate is also a good way to earn an additional credential in your area of study. It could be in a related or complementary field. So basically, we believe that these additional credentials will enhance your job prospects, and maybe you're able to even complete the job that you're currently in a much better way with your credentials, which will round you off in terms of your skill set. So that's something to think about. Next slide, please. So within the Human Resource Development Program, we have 3 graduate certificates. So there's one called Human Resource Development. The second one is the Instructional System Design, Management, and Leadership. And the third possibility is for you to pursue an Instructional Design Master Track certificate that we partner with Coursera to offer that to you. So you'll find more information of each of these 3 certificates on our website. I also wanted to make a special mention that this summer we're offering an accelerated program for the Instructional Design Master Track certificate. It's a package of 2 courses, and you could earn your certificate in about 3 months. Just during the summer, we have an accelerated timeline. The application or enrollment deadline is May 1st. Again, you'll find more information on our website, or you could write to us, and Travis will be giving you that information later on. We can provide you with more information. Next slide, please. So I also wanted to mention a brand new certificate in cancer education and management in underrepresented and diverse communities. It's starting in fall. This certificate is also positioned within the HRD program, and the faculty, HRD faculty, along with some of the other faculty that David introduced early on, will be part of this program. So that's another possibility for you. And if you're interested, again, the link to request information is right there. Next slide, please. So I believe this is back to you, Travis.
Yeah, I'm gonna share a little bit about the EdM admission process. So admissions are through the graduate college for the application process. They're at choose.illinois.edu/apply, as you can see here at the bottom. The program makes a decision on the application, and then the graduate college approves that. And then the decision based on campus requirements, and then processes the admission. So you would then get, through that process, you'll get a notification from the department, and then you will also get a notification from the graduate college confirming that your admission and acceptance into the program. On all of our different deadlines that you can see here that happen throughout the year. So we have 6 different start dates. So there is always a start date that is not too far away if you're interested in applying for the program and getting started. As you move through that application process, it's about a couple weeks after applications close that you should be able to hear back on the colleges and the department's application decision. But if you have questions throughout that process, you can always reach out to us at online programs at education.illinois.edu. Myself, Brianna Davis, and Gina Poff will probably be the ones answering some of those questions that you may have throughout the application process. And as you can see here, our next application deadline that is coming up for the EdM program would be if you are interested in starting in summer term A, and that is April 15th. Just a little bit here on tuition and student financial aid. Tuition is currently $500 per credit hour. This could be going up at any point in time, so it is subject to change. So if you are interested in that price at this point in time, I encourage you to apply now and get started for the summer term. There is the status. If you're interested in financial aid, we always encourage students to apply for the FAFSA and fill that out so that you can receive federal financial aid that is available to you. For aspects of full-time status for financial aid, it is 6 credit hours per semester. So if you were listening earlier, you noticed that our courses are 4 credit hours apiece, and most students take 1 course in term A and term B. So for the summer semester, if you were to take 2 courses, that would be 8 classes, or if you were to start in the fall and take 2 courses, that would be 8 credit hours, and that would give you the full-time status for financial aid purposes. For all other purposes, it is 12 credit hours per semester, so you would need to take 3 classes. So maybe you take 2 classes in A and 1 class in B, although most students do just take 1 class each part of term. If you have questions about financial aid, you can contact our financial aid office directly at 217-333-0100 or at finaid@illinois.edu for any questions that you may have related to financial aid. So thank you so much for all of that. I'm going to hand things back here to Sangeetha to bring us home here for this presentation, and then we will open up for Q&A. We'll have plenty of time to get those questions answered. Thank you.
So we're almost at the end of our presentation here. So I wanted to kind of wrap up with some final thoughts. So if you're still wondering, you heard some great information already from the faculty in the program, from Travis and me. So if you're still wondering, why should you choose education at Illinois? So here are some concluding thoughts. So we are a top-tier research university, the University of Illinois. We have been ranked number 3 by US News and World Reports. Yes, so there is a story about this report. You can read it if you're interested. Travis, can we go back to the previous slide? So we've been ranked number 3 for the 3rd consecutive year, and that's all of our online master's in education programs. So we've been ranked number 3 for both quality and affordability. So in terms of quality, we have world-class faculty here. We take student engagement seriously, and we focus on creating an engaging learning environment for our online students. And not only will you learn from world-class faculty, you will learn with peers who really come in with very rich and diverse backgrounds, since a lot of them are already in the workforce. They may live in other parts of the country or overseas, and so they have a lot of experiences to share, and students benefit from their peers as well. And being a top-tier research university, we also have extensive resources for our online students, like our library. So you will have access to those as well as an online student. So with that, I guess we're going into the Q&A session.
Yes, so thank you, Sangeeta, and thank you, professors, for information on the program and sharing about the department. Now we have plenty of time here for Q&A from the audience. Feel free to type your questions in the chat or raise your hand using the Zoom function, and we can call on you if you would like to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, I'd like to go ahead with the question, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. My name is Jenny Weiss. Thanks for your time today. I signed up for this because I was interested in the master track accelerated 2 classes for the summer, because it said that you could transfer them over potentially to the doctorate program. I'm currently finishing my master's degree in curriculum and instruction at SIUC. You mentioned Coursera. Can you explain a little bit what Coursera is and what that looks like with these classes?
I could start, and then probably I would invite David and Grace to share their perspectives. So just very briefly, Coursera is a provider of learning opportunities. So we've partnered with Coursera just for the instructional design master track certificate. So that certificate is composed of 2 courses. And each course is 4 credits each. So you can earn a certificate in instructional design if you complete those 2 courses. So I'll stop right there, but I also want to mention that we will be offering an information session just on the IDMTC, or the Instructional Design Master Track certificate, closer to the beginning of that program, summer program. So so if you can email us, or complete the request for information link, I think we can send you that, so that you'll be on our mailing list for that information session, and we'll cover that program in greater detail.
Thank you.
And also, if David and Grace have additional information to share about the IDMTC, they could.
Oh, this is this for me? Right, so IDMTC is the non-degree seeking certificate, and you are correct. You can transfer those credits to any degree seeking program at U of I upon admission. Since you're getting your master's right now, I think the certificate, you can keep the credits in the future if you're interested in our other graduate degree program offering. So those are transferable credit hours. That's correct.
It also consists of the 2 courses. One is instructional and training system design, and then the second course is the learning technology. Starts from the week of May 15, and it will be ended early August, I believe, this summer. 8 weeks each, so there's an overlap. During the summertime, there's an overlap between 2 courses. It's basically, micro-credential program, non-degree, as both Sangeeta and Professor Wang mentioned. It's the same course that we teach here at the graduate, to the graduate students. Sometimes during the fall and spring, it's more of a combined section. So sections are combined, meaning that the graduate, students and also non-degree students register through Coursera, we offer the same course to all those non-degree graduate degree-seeking students. For this summer, the sections are only for the non-degree students, so there will be only the students registered through Coursera. Same structure. We have asynchronous weekly live sessions. There are asynchronous learning activities assignments between those live sessions. If you are familiar with the notion, since you're in curriculum and instruction, probably heard about the flipped classroom. Consider it as like an online version of a flipped, class. So it's pretty intensive, lots of fun. Really good students, very good discussions. I teach the instruction and training system design course this summer. So yeah, if you register, we'll meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for the question.
Oh, I'm going to respond to Chico's question about the synchronization time. Usually it's from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. I know the time difference between here in Taipei, for instance, is 13 hours. I don't know what's the time difference between here to Jakarta, but we encourage students to attend as many synchronous sessions as possible. We do have rich experience working with students from all over the world. I have had students from Tokyo, from Shanghai, from other places around the world, and we were able to accommodate students' time differences. So I don't think that's a major factor. We also will record our synchronous sessions for students to review, so students don't have to worry about missing content. Does that help? I had a student who was stationed in Berlin, Germany, in the Air Force Base when she took the EdM program, and she will wake up 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning every week just to attend the sessions. And I told her she didn't really have to do that, but she did it. So that's another way to address the time difference. But my point is, we are accommodating students' time zone differences frequently. So we are aware of students' other obligations other than studying in a graduate program at a Research One university. Do we have question? Oh, Sarah's question has been responded by Gina. Okay. Any other questions? Our EdM students come from, as we mentioned earlier, very diverse background, professionally, culturally, linguistically, racially, educationally. Did I say that already? It's a very diverse, very interesting group of students to work with. You get different perspectives, very rich experience, different goals, right? Some people are just started out from undergraduate degree, so they decide to keep going, just get the master's degree, then go into the workforce. Some students will come from many years of very rich professional engagement. We have had CEOs or CEOs to be in our master's programs. We don't have the executive program, but our current curricula is able to accommodate those needs as well as the the coverage and also the depth of the topics. We have students from active military service. They are thinking about their post-service life. They want to transition to a civilian type of a professional engagement, and HRD to them is an excellent fit. We have, as Professor mentioned earlier, we have students from K-12 systems in the United States, also around the world. They want to see what's possible outside school teaching. Yeah, we have so many different backgrounds among our students, but I think the commonality, as far as I can tell, our graduate students in general would be their drive to change something they experience, especially in their professional engagement. Something they really want to see improve, something they really want to see change for the better of more people or more organizations, and they decide to go through our EdM program to get ready for those kind of initiatives. I think that's a commonality that I have seen in all these years of working with graduate students in our online program. That doesn't mean that they don't care about the career advancement. They do, but I think they are able to identify a balance between what's meaningful to them professionally and what's practical to them professionally through our EdM program training. Michelle has a question about the doctoral program application. Can we respond to that?
I would suggest that Michelle sends her question to Gina, and she can answer that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. I was speaking to you all when I was muted. I apologize. I said I read that and I will reach out. So thank you. I was just wondering if maybe a certification program or certificate program would be advisable in the event that there's not space.
So yeah, we're really trying to keep this session on the focus of this session on the master's programs and the certificates. We're really sorry we won't be taking any live questions about the doctoral program, but we're definitely happy to answer questions offline. So please feel free to reach out to us, and one of us will definitely get back to you. And if necessary, we can also forward your questions to the faculty for answers.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Our program is unique, as I said earlier. Other than that, we're the best, and we rank very high nationally for many, many years, and we have experience of 25 years, all those things. But another thing that we do, other programs don't necessarily do, or other programs realize that, oh, we should be doing that. Well, Illinois is doing, we need to do that, is the synchronous session. We started with that type of synchronous interaction since the beginning of the degree program. And we kept that for at least 25 years and beyond. And we do see the value of that type of interactivity and interactions between students and instructors between student and student. So all online courses will have some sort of requirement for online synchronous session. But I understand that students, your schedules might be busy. If that's something you cannot squeeze into your schedule, then that's something for you to consider. But our synchronous sessions are essential to the success of the student. And yeah, so so to answer the question, yes, we do have online synchronous session expectations in all our courses. That's not easy to do, I would say. I know some peer programs, they are online 100%. They're asynchronous in nature. They don't have the synchronous component, and because they understand how difficult it might be to keep that going, to engage with all participating individuals. So I think we're almost out of time. I'm gonna transfer the floor to Professor O or others.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I just launched a poll to give for everybody to have an opportunity to give us feedback for the information session today. Thank you all for joining us, no matter where you are at. Thank you for joining us in the evening or very early in the morning, as we have some other folks around the world with us today. For those of you that are watching the recording, thank you for joining us. If you have questions, if anybody here in attendance or watching this spectator has questions, we are happy to answer those. You can reach us at onlineprograms@education.illinois.edu. We're happy to answer those questions about the HRD program or any of our other online programs. With that, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you for faculty. Thank you for those from online programs for helping answer questions throughout the session today. And thank you most of all to all of you who are interested in our online programs. Have a great rest of your day and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.